What if I told you some of the most famous names in sports have shocking secrets? Even legends like Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather have pasts that could send shivers down your spine. But their stories don't stop there. Let's start with Mike Tyson, the infamous boxer whose early life was riddled with crime. Tyson's family faced severe financial struggles, moving to Brownsville, Brooklyn, a high-crime area that shaped his future. As a shy and small child, Tyson was bullied, leading him to adopt a street fighting style and eventually engage in criminal activities. He quickly learned that if you can't beat them, you join them. By age 11, he joined the gang Jolly Stompers, emptying cash registers while older members held victims at gunpoint. Tyson's frequent run-ins with the law led to over 30 arrests by the time he was 13. His troubled path landed him at the Tryon School for Boys, where a counselor, Bob Stewart, saw potential in him and introduced him to boxing. Boxing became Tyson's ticket out of a life of crime, but not out of trouble. Tyson's tumultuous relationship with actress Robin Givens culminated in marriage in February 1988. But by June, allegations of domestic abuse surfaced. Givens and her mother demanded access to Tyson's money, and later that year, the situation escalated when police were called to Tyson's home after he threw furniture out a window, forcing Givens and her mother to leave. Could have been rearranging the furniture. Tyson's behavior grew more erratic. In August 1988, he broke a bone in his right hand during a street fight, and the following month, he crashed his BMW into a tree. Was it a suicide attempt? Asked Tyson. In 1992, Tyson faced his most serious legal battle. He was convicted of raping Desiree Washington, a Miss Black America contestant, and sentenced to 6 years in prison. Tyson struggled in prison, receiving additional days for threatening a guard. Legal troubles continued to follow him, including a $49 million lawsuit from former trainer Kevin Rooney and a $100 million lawsuit from Don King. In 1998, Tyson assaulted 2 motorists after a traffic accident, leading to a 1-year jail sentence. His addiction struggles came to light in 2006 when he was arrested for nearly crashing into a police SUV, and cocaine was found in his car. Tyson faced multiple accusations and admitted to lying about his sobriety. He attended rehab and credited psychedelic mushrooms and marijuana for helping him overcome his addiction. Despite these issues, Tyson declared bankruptcy in 2023 due to excessive spending and poor investments. Fast forward to January 2023. Tyson faced a lawsuit from a woman in New York, accusing him of raping her in March 1990. The case is ongoing with a trial date yet to be set. Now over to Floyd Mayweather, a boxing icon with a dark side. Mayweather has faced multiple convictions for domestic violence and battery, starting in 2002 with charges that resulted in a suspended sentence and community service. In 2004 and 2005, Mayweather was convicted of battery against women and a bouncer, receiving suspended sentences and fines. His most notorious incident occurred in 2010 when his ex-girlfriend Josie Harris filed a domestic battery report. Mayweather was sentenced to 90 days in county jail, fined, and required to complete a domestic violence program. He served his sentence in 2012, but continued to face legal challenges. In May 2015, following his fight with Pacquiao, Josie Harris sued Mayweather for defamation. She claimed he lied about her being a drug abuser, a case dismissed after her death in 2020. Mayweather's legal issues didn't end there. In November 2018, he settled with the ASEC for failing to disclose payments for promoting initial coin offerings. And in January 2022, he faced a class action lawsuit over a cryptocurrency scheme. Who knew financial fraud could be a side hustle for boxers? Also, Rubin Hurricane Carter's story. In 1966, Carter and John Artis were wrongfully convicted of a triple murder at the Lafayette Bar and Grill. Their conviction was marred by racial bias and unreliable witness testimonies. Despite passing lie detector tests, they were convicted based on coerced testimony. Carter's case drew public support from figures like Muhammad Ali and Bob Dylan, leading to a retrial in 1976. But the convictions were upheld. In 1985, a federal judge overturned their convictions, citing racial bias, and withheld evidence. Carter and Artis were released, and the charges were dismissed. Riddick Bowe. In February 1998, Bowe's life took a dark turn when he was convicted of kidnapping his estranged wife, Judy, and their 5 children. Armed with a knife, handcuffs, duct tape, and pepper spray, Bowe believed he could reconcile their marriage through force. He forced his family into a vehicle and drove from Judy's home in Cornelius, North Carolina, towards his residence in Fort Washington, Maryland. During this terrifying ordeal, Bowe even stabbed his wife in the chest. Fortunately, the police apprehended Bowe in South Hill, Virginia, and rescued his family. Bowe pleaded guilty to interstate domestic violence and was initially sentenced to 18 to 24 months in prison. However, on February 29, 2000, a judge reduced the sentence to just 30 days, citing Bowe's brain damage as argued by his defense. This lenient sentence was later overturned, and Bowe ended up serving 17 months in federal prison. But his legal troubles didn't end there. On February 8, 2001, Bowe was arrested again in Long Island after a domestic dispute with his new wife, during which he allegedly dragged her and caused injuries. Finally, let's talk about Tommy Morrison, another boxing legend with a troubled past. In December 1993, Morrison was charged with assault and public intoxication after allegedly punching a University of Iowa student, claiming the student had been staring at him. Morrison pleaded guilty, paid a fine, but maintained his innocence. His legal troubles continued in October 1996, when he pleaded guilty to transporting a loaded firearm in Oklahoma, receiving a 6-month suspended sentence and a $100 fine. In 1997, Morrison was convicted of DUI in an accident that injured 3 people, leading to court-ordered treatment. His string of offenses continued in September 1999, when he received a 2-year suspended sentence for another DUI, elevated to a felony due to his prior conviction. On September 16, 1999, Morrison was stopped for erratic driving, leading to charges for drugs and weapons found in his car. While awaiting trial, he was arrested again in November 1999 for intoxication and weapon possession as a felon. On January 14, 2000, Morrison was sentenced to 2 years in prison for the September 16 charges. His troubles didn't end there. On April 3, 2002, he received an additional 1-year sentence for violating parole in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but was credited for time already served. These stories reveal the dark and chaotic lives of some of the most famous figures in sports. Sometimes the biggest battles are fought, not in the ring, but in the courtroom. Thank you for tuning in. Do not forget to drop a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more juicy boxing content. That's sure to keep you on the edge of your seat.